Hi guys. So, let's all right guys, let's do a trade update on the trade that we did the analysis that we did few days back. All right? So, let's do a trade update. I have two trade updates to do. Yeah, this is one of them. So, we analyze volatility of VIX 10 1x index. Okay? So, yep, this is where we at on this trade at the moment. So, from the daily time frame, we see that this market has been consolidating here and it broke out and it comes back here. It's supposed to come back here to retest. We put this yellow line here as to indicate the starting of Monday. If you notice, this is Monday. So it's going to be a weekly thing. But if this trade doesn't play out this week, then we'll just have to do a back test on it and other pairs too that I see for that I would use for back tests. All right. So so yeah. Good thing synthetic indices doesn't close on Fridays. At least we can still wait for the trade for Saturday and Sunday. All right, so let's go. On a daily time frame, it was consolidating here. He broke out, came back to retest. Now we put our range. Our range is involved already. And then where was the breakout? The breakout was somewhere here. And this was the candle that broke it out. So I had to draw out my other block for daily time frame, the last other block before the breakout. Okay, this is kind of like the last other block before the breakout. And if you notice, it's even like close to this full main other block. Okay, so but let's watch and see. On the 4 hours now, this the breakout is here, right? On the 4 hours, the breakout is here. Or rather, this was where we had the first breakout here, okay? Where it broke out, and this breakout happened somewhere here, but then there's also another breakout here where it did the overall breakout, okay? So my other block ranges from between this one, or this one. But the reason why I picked this one is kind of because of the confluence of the area of resistance. You get that's why I picked this particular order block right now because of the confluence of the area of resistance. So if market is going to come back, I am expecting it around to reverse around this area of resistance. And we know one thing you should know is that synthetic pairs are more respecting to price actions. So it's more respecting to price action. And this is one of the price action move or trading pattern that we know about. When you have, let me give you an illustration. When you have markets do this, when you have market do this, I'll just give you a small illustration. Yeah, when market do something like this. Yep, don't mind my drawing. It's kind of somehow. So when market has been consolidating in an area for a long time, if it breaks out from the upside, we get to see a retest before continuation, right? Now, and the other thing is if it breaks out from the downside as well, if this market had come down to break out from the downside, we get to see a retest and continuation, okay? So the retest usually would happen around the area of the highs and the low um, resistant areas of the consolidation. Okay, it will usually happen around that area. It's either going to happen here or going to happen here. So, but regardless, so since there was an order block or there's an order block around this zone, so it's kind of give you a more better confluence to take the trade. All right, it gives you a more better confluence on that particular trade. That is why I had to choose this particular other block here. It's kind of like it centers around that zone, around the zone where we have the consolidation. If you notice here, let me delete all of this. Sorry. Shit. Oh, ouch. Bruh. Okay, so if you notice, this was kind of like the area of consolidation, and this is where I'm expecting price to take off from. So we had a consolidation here where market did this, did this, did this, did this, did this, did this, and finally broke out. So we're looking at something like this. Okay, so if I'm going to take this trade, mind you, remember this is my high, my daily trading range, the daily trading range, the high of it. So if I'm going to take this trade, I'm taking it straight to this high. Okay, I might be moving my stop. I might still decide just to take a 1:2 or 1:3 at most. So, but regardless, so on this 4 hours time frame now, this is what we saw. Remember the rules. The number 3 rule is what we're applying here. Markets did from here, market has been trending downwards. Okay. Market has been trending downwards. It broke the structure, came here, broke the structure again. And then initially, if you follow my Instagram, I actually thought this was going to be like because when I saw this engulfing reject from here, I wanted to look at it on 1 hour to see if I could see a quick buy. Maybe it's going to set. So see what I saw. That engulfing that you saw, this is it. So I thought this was like the break of structure, and I kind of bought it from here. Was it here? Was it here though? Okay, no, it was here. After I came down, yeah, on this order block, on this 1 hour order block here. After I came down, gave this pin rejection. Then after this one closed, I took the short buy to somewhere here. But when I looked at it on 4 hours again, I just said, man, I don't want to risk it. I'd rather wait for it to give me a clear move on clear shift of structure on 4 hours before I'll come down to 1 hour, because 1 hour can also be very deceiving. It can also be very, very deceiving. So, and that call gave me a good. So one thing you would know, you would understand is make sure, or in the time frames, make sure the trends align. Okay, daily time frame has to align with 4 hours time frame, has to align with 1 hour time frame. So if your entry is on 1 hour, make sure 1 hour has shifted, has changed direction. On this particular trade now, we are still bearish here because we've not seen any break of structure. And hopefully, this push might not get as far as below here to break the structure. It might reject somewhere here and then give us a clean break of structure on this point. So when we see that happen, we've seen a break of structure, we can now go down on a 1 hour. Or if you see this a good pattern here, maybe like a candlestick reversal pattern here, then that closes above this high, because this is the last high that we're seeing now. If this market tends to drop down below here, this would be the last high that we're seeing, because most oftentimes market creates its own high. It might not get to this point, but it just goes to create its own high, right? So it might not break this high before coming back to the test on 1 hour. So, but let's keep our fingers crossed and hope this trade plays out. So this is an update. I would whatever happens on the trade, I'll give you guys a feedback from our next upcoming videos. Okay, so and let's do the second one here so I don't get to waste you guys time. All right, 75S is the second one. So remember the plan that we had on 75S, right? We saw it somewhere here, and I was like, okay, it might come here and do like a small. I think we saw it somewhere here. Yeah, it might come back here and do like a small break of this one, then retest. But market didn't break this one. I was expecting it to break here, or maybe retest, do small, give a small low and break that low. Then we can now say, okay, market is buying. But at this point, it is still bullish. At this point, it's still bullish. So I would still be expecting, although it's almost invalidated our setup, because if you look at it on a daily time frame, right? This was where we put as our what do you call it, as a order block, daily order block. Okay, you look very well. I don't know if this thing is well. Okay, yeah. So if you look very well, you see what's happening here. This is the order block, and this is where market almost got to. If you look how close it almost invalidated our trade. That was how close it almost got there. So, but if you look at it on 4 hours now, market is I think it might start turning from here. I don't know, but if this is going to turn, then I would expect it to break this low, because this low took out the high. So this is where the change of character is going to come from. This low took out this high. Okay, so the change of character is definitely going to come in from here. So what I'm expecting this to do, I'll follow up to, so you guys can also follow, is to break off this place. After it breaks it off, then comes back to somewhere around an order block or a fair value gap, which is still around this area. So you see there's a zone here, support resistance zone, and we would also be looking out for the last order block or the last fair value gap before this break. So already this is printing like a little fair value gap. This here is printing like a little fair value gap, but we don't know. All we do is follow, we don't predict. So once we get it from here or anywhere around here, it's a go. We can take the trade here, and we are trading up until the swing low. You get the swing low of the trading range. Okay, so if you want to take 1:3 on this point, fine. 1:3 can get you anywhere here or anywhere here or anywhere here, anyhow, however it is. But let's wait for the structure to unveil itself. All right, so yeah, that's it for the updates on VIX 75 1S and VIX 10 1S. All right, so have a good night. If there's any other trade you want me to check out, which is synthetic, let me know and I'll do an analysis on it. Okay, or rather do a back test on that trade. Just let me know what you guys think. All right, have a good night and enjoy your day from wherever you are.